our podcast.
Hi.
I'm Jen Gentoli, and this is
Marky Gandy.
And we thought we would start with our first initial little podcast, just doing an introduction of ourselves, our knitting backgrounds, and things like that. So, Marky, why don't you start with you? How long have you been knitting and all that good stuff?
I think I've been knitting 2 years, almost 3 years, and I think I'm trying to remember what made me want to learn, but I know my mother-in-law bought me yarn and sent me a box of patterns, it was a box of scarves.
That was your first little
glimpse. But the funny thing is, she sent me a box of alpaca, so it was really nice yarn. So I was kind of spoiled from the beginning. I had no idea how to skein it or whatever, cake it, and so I got a tangled mess the first couple times trying to get it undone. But anyway, and then I kind of put it down because I couldn't figure out what I was doing. And then Brittany, one of my friends, she was my neighbor, and she knitted really well. So I was like, oh, I don't have the patience for it. I can't do that. I don't like it, whatever. And then I started, she showed me how to do a hat. And after that was
over.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then, so do you think you're knitting, because to me, you're so good at it. So when did it shift? Was it joining Yarnitude and seeing a ton of knitters, or was it before that?
Yeah, well,
it was just you and Ravelry?
No, because I didn't really do much on Ravelry either. Because Brittany knit a lot of baby things. So I started with, I think, more baby stuff. I made myself the one beanie that looks absolutely horrible. And then I knit a couple baby things from a book.
Oh, okay.
And then
so
I
it wasn't
saw
an online thing.
No, I saw your picture of Vera in the Stellar with the big pom-pom.
Okay,
and
so
that's when I got into Yarnitude.
So that was about 1.5 years ago. Then.
Yeah, and I saw it in Addicted to Knitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So there you have it. So, for me, I was 2 classes away from dental hygiene school, and had been a dental assistant for 10 years. And I was a college athlete, and I'm actually a tomboy. I don't look like it anymore at 40, but I'm a tomboy. So I have loved beanies my whole life. So I was tired of going to the store, buying a beanie for $40 or however much, and then it falling apart. And I'm a perfectionist. So I thought, well, I bet I could just make myself one better. So that's how it started for me. And that was, February was 7 years. So I'm just over 7 years in. I am left-handed. So I went to Borders with my mom one night, and we sat on the floor and we looked at all these patterns, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to translate. Every time I read right needle, I have to translate it into left needle and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I've been left-handed my whole life, so here we go. And then all I did was watch a 1 minute and 2 second video, and I wish I knew which one it was.
That'd be cool.
I don't remember. But it was just how to cast on left-handed. So literally, I have done one cast on for over 7 years. That's it. The thousands of things I've made, everything has been done with, what do you call it?
Long tail cast on.
Long tail, and I use my hands, one hand and a needle, and that's just how I do it. So I've never taken a class. That's what I've watched, and I've watched some videos here and there, to learn, certain bind-offs and stuff like that. But, so a little over 7 years, and the first 5 years, I knitted items and did custom orders, and then finally got the courage to go up to Seattle and pound some pavement and put my stuff in boutiques. So I did that game for 5 years, and then a little over 2 years ago, I published my first pattern, and I published 48 or 49 designs in 2 years. I started my yarn company. I launched it November 16th, 2017. So I've been in 6 months, and it's so fun. So I had only touched acrylic and cotton until a little over 2 years ago.
Your experience is a little different than mine.
Yeah. So, and then here I am, and I'm playing with amazing yarns. And for 2 years in publishing, mad props to every dyer that has given me yarn support. it's just been a dream, all of it, really. And I'm very thankful for what I have and what I'm doing. And it's because of so many people in the yarn world, or I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't be publishing. I wouldn't have my own yarn. I have amazing dyers and stuff like that. So that's my background. I'm also have my first all expenses paid trip in 3 weeks. I'm going to Sacramento, California. I am speaking the night of June 7th, and then the morning of June 8th, I'll be teaching a 4-hour class on my beaded butterfly hat and cowl. So, should I show them that?
Yes.
Okay, so this is one of my new colorways. West Coast meets East Coast, and here's why. I have enlisted a new dyer from New York, and I'm on the West Coast, she's on the East Coast, and she nailed it. So I wanted a sample to take to my class, so here's the cowl that I'm working on. Beads, obviously, and then I am coming out with a coral tonal yarn that will be here next week, and the hat will be done in the coral tonal with silver beads. So I'm excited to teach. I love teaching. I've taught kids and adults and all that good stuff. This is my first gig, and I'm really excited about it. So that's kind of our intro. So what we've kind of been playing with is what do we want to talk about every time? How do we build this podcast? So what I love is fashion. I've loved fashion my whole life. So everything I post, my little slogan is where yarn meets fashion. So we both like it, and yarn is always the accessory. So we are going to, after this podcast, we're going to start every podcast with what we're wearing today, from our knits to our earrings down to our shoes. So I see ladies all the time, and I'm like, man, I wonder where she got that. So why don't we just show you? And we're frugal, so you can look cute for like next to nothing. Mm-hmm. And that goes with yarn, yes it does, because everything I buy is my canvas for my accessory. Mm-hmm. So, Marky, let's see it.
Okay.
So,
should I show my shawl first?
Yeah, we are wearing the same pattern today.
Yes. So, this is the Tia shawl by Jen Gentoli Designs, and it's knit in Yarnitude Stellina base, which is not out yet.
And fingering.
And fingering weight, yes.
Fingering.
And it's a merino nylon, 75-25, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so there's a 5% Stellina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
75-20, something like that. Anyways, but mine has a I-cord bind off after the ruffle.
So pretty.
It's so pretty.
So pretty.
And it's so nice and light and just
cream.
It's perfect.
It
balance.
goes with
It
anything.
does.
It just
It
goes
does.
with anything.
Yeah.
So so we've got her shawl, and then she has let's just go from head to toe. So we all love the ruler bracelet of the shawl. I can't find mine.
Oh no, that's very sad. So ruler bracelet. It's brown, and then
Super
my
cute.
Apple Watch from my parents and my husband for my birthday.
There we go.
And then
The
I
dress.
don't know
Should
how
I-
much they can see.
Let me. Okay, we're gonna.
Okay, so that's good. This is LuLaRoe Julia. I'm wearing a medium for size reference, and I'm about 5'5",
So cute.
and they do fit really tight. But anyway,
They seem super comfy too.
super basic.
Okay, so
Blend.
now, do I have it where we want it?
Okay, that's the scary part.
Okay, so I did the shawl, and then it was like outfit for the shawl. So I guess we'll start with talking about the shawl I put on. Okay, so I am publishing this hopefully today. There are 3 bind-offs offered. So Marky showed you the ruffle with the I-cord bind-off. Mine is the kind of crazy one. This is a loopy I-cord bobble bind-off. Let me see if I can get it up there good. Okay, so you can see I did 5 loops in between my bobbles. I've got 122 loops and 24 bobbles, all worth it, all worth it. So the pattern, when it's out, will be for any yarn weight, which is great. You can do it with one skein, with the bind off we haven't talked about. So there's 3 bind offs. The third one is a picot bind off. So with 1 skein of fingering, you can pull off this shawl, and with the picot bind off. So my bind off took a lot of yarn, and Marky's took more than the picot. So if you want to do this shawl other than a picot bind off, I recommend getting 2 skeins in the same dye lot. Just wanted to throw that out there. So anyway, mine was done in sport weight. This was, I'm guessing, about 500 yards in sport weight. My sport weight is 328 yards a skein. Skein, I say it wrong. We're just going to go there right now. I say skein. So there's the shawl. This is like my accessory every day right now. And then I found this t-shirt dress at Old Navy for $10. $10. There was like 6 or 8 colors: black, gray, navy and white striped, red and white striped. Very cute. And just t-shirt material. And then these are perfect for the super tight legging thing. So it's got a jean waist. I just am not brave enough to wear these where everything shows. So, but these, Walmart for $9.88. They're like perfect underneath tunics, V-knit, and you know, long cardies and whatever. So this is perfect canvas for your knit. So, and then I got my old Toms on. They're comfy. Okay. So there you go. We're gonna bore you with what we have on, and then I guess let's go there. So the ring, I found the ring for like $6 at Old Navy. The earrings were like 15 bucks at Target. I'm all about that. So accessories are good. You just don't have to spend a ton of money on them, because we spend the ton of money on yarn.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. So that's all we kind of wanted to do today, was introduce ourselves. It's always going to be pretty raw, because that's how we roll. So it's going to be a lot about yarn and a lot about fashion and new designs that people are loving and things like that. We'll have some guests. I'm guessing once a month we have a guest. And we've got good local people. Really good local people. So
We'll be
with that
visiting
said,
some yarn shops too.
yes, absolutely. We'll be going live in some yarn shops, which is like one of my favorite things to do. And I freak out, so brace yourselves. But other than that, I'm gonna show you 4 new colorways that just came out. This is from my East Coast dyer, Robin. She's amazing. So this is my new navy blue, and I went with Midnight Oil for the name. I thought that sounded good. And then this is what I'm using right now, and I'm showing you DKN fingering. Look at the high twist on the fingering. It's so pretty. So this is what I'm knitting my beaded butterfly cowl with right now, and this is West Coast meets East Coast. And then one of my signature colors, because everything is always gray, Seattle skies. We are in the Seattle area. Our skies look like this quite a bit. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Perfect gray. And then like purple people eater. Oh, this, you guys, look. It's so pretty. We've got it. I gotta cast this on.
Look at that. It's almost like.
Yeah. Yeah. So, with that said, we're going to do this once a week. And then once a month, we'll either go to a yarn shop and go live and show you all the squishies, or we're going to have a guest. So, my plan is to kind of go around. Like, we need Jen from A Little Nitty. Mm-hmm. We got people to see. Places to see. People to see. However it goes. Okay? So, that's it. So, we just want to say hi. Here you go. Hi, Jen and Marky, and at least you will laugh. And you will learn stuff, because all we do is knit. So, that's all we got.
Good. All right,